Ever wonder what CEOs actually do all day? A study published on Monday by Harvard Business Review sheds light on how those in the top spot use their time. The study, launched in 2006 by Harvard professors Michael Porter and Nitin Nohria, tracked how 27 CEOs, only 2 women and 25 men, of companies with an average annual revenue of $13.1 billion spent their days. Data was collected from the CEOs in 15 minutes increments, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 3 months. Overall, the study collected 60,000 CEO hours. It reveals, on average, the leaders work 9.7 hours per weekday, which totals just 48.5 hours per work week. They also work 79% of weekend days at an average of 3.9 hours daily, and 70% of vacation days with an average of 2.4 hours on those days. Altogether, the study found that CEOs worked on average of 62.5 hours a week. The average American works 44 hours per week, or 8.8 hours per day, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, with nearly a third reportedly working on the weekend. We found that, indeed, time is the scarcest resource for CEOs, Porter told CNBC. 75% of CEOs' time, on average, was scheduled in advance, while 25% was spontaneous. But big picture, it seems the CEOs struck a balance between work and personal time. 31% of their time was spent working, 10% commuting, 25% was personal time, awake but not working, including family and downtime, 29% was spent sleeping, on average they clocked 6.9 hours a night, and 5% was spent on vacation. So what are the chief executives actually doing with their day? This study found that CEOs' work is diverse. 25% of their work is spent on people and relationships, 25% on functional and business unit reviews, 16% on organization and culture, and 21% on strategy. Only 3% of their work is spent on professional development, and only 1% on crisis management. Meanwhile, 4% of their work is on mergers and acquisitions, while another 4% is spent on operating plans. And even CEOs are plagued by not-so-efficient meetings. Meetings make up a big bulk of a CEO's day too. 72% of their work time is spent in meetings, compared to 28% being alone time. 32% of the CEO's meetings lasted an hour, 38% were longer than that, and 30% were shorter. In our debriefs, CEOs confessed that one-hour meetings could often be cut to 30 or even 15 minutes, Porter and Nohria wrote in Harvard Business Review. This study also found CEOs value face time. 61% of their communication was face-to-face, while only 24% was electronic, like email, and 15% by phone and letter. Face-to-face interaction is the best way for CEOs to exercise influence, learn what's really going on, and delegate to move forward the multiple agendas that must be advanced. It also allows CEOs to best support and coach the people they work closely with, the researchers wrote. How a CEO spends face-to-face time is viewed as a signal of what or who is important. People watch this more carefully than most CEOs recognize. Don't miss Self-Made Millionaire. This is the biggest difference between successful and unsuccessful people. Like this story? Like CNBC, make it on Facebook.